If you thought Chrisean Rock's life was already a full-time disaster movie, buckle up because what just went down makes the Kardashians look like they're doing quiet meditation in matching pajamas. This is not drama. This is biblical chaos. The kind of chaos that deserves its own soundtrack, narrator, and insurance policy. Out of nowhere, Chrisean's own sisters teamed up with Blueface, yes, that Blueface, and pulled up like they were filming the season finale of a toxic family documentary. And what were they coming for? JRB, the baby. The plot twist nobody ordered. The second the footage leaked, the internet combusted like someone plugged a toaster into a volcano. People screamed, not the sisters. Not Blueface again. And why is this family always in 4000 chaos? It felt like the universe whispered, let's raise the stakes, and hit the drama turbo button. Even people who don't follow celebrity mess were glued to their screens like detectives trying to figure out who betrayed who first. Chrisean saw it. And the breakdown that followed wasn't mild, wasn't petty, wasn't even normal. It was a Category 10 emotional hurricane with thunder, lightning, and a few tears that could burn through concrete, because betrayal hits different when it's not strangers. It's your blood pulling up with your ex to take your child. The internet went into full cardiac arrest the moment the leaked footage dropped, showing Chrisean Rock's sisters pulling up with Blueface like they were starring in the season finale of a toxic family saga. It wasn't a calm pull-up. It wasn't a peaceful visit. It was an aggressive, coordinated arrival, the type that screams, "We came for war," before anyone even speaks. Blueface stepped out first, wearing that familiar smirk he pulls on whenever he knows chaos is coming. And behind him, her sisters hopped out with the energy of backup singers for betrayal. Within minutes, the clip spread across every corner of the internet. T-pages reposted it. Blogs added dramatic captions. Fans began playing detective, zooming in on every blurry pixel like they were decoding evidence from a crime scene. People analyzed their body language, the tone of their walk, even their outfits, trying to piece together why this unholy alliance had formed. The comment sections exploded with confusion and shock because this wasn't just any pull-up. This was Chrisean's own blood, teaming up with her most chaotic ex, the moment the rumor appeared that they weren't just showing up to talk, but allegedly showing up for Junior. The timeline combusted like someone spilled gasoline on a barbecue flame. People screamed in the comments, "Not the baby. What is this family doing? And this can't be real life." The betrayal hit differently because families fight, sure, but teaming up with Blueface to take Chrisean's baby? That was a betrayal reserved for Greek mythology, not 2025 social media. A second camera angle leaked shortly after, showing the sisters talking fast, pointing toward the house, and visibly heated. They looked ready to storm the gates. Blueface, for once, wasn't the leader of the chaos. He was the side character in someone else's disaster. People joked online that he looked like he accidentally walked into the wrong episode. But the sisters? They moved with purpose. They moved like they came to take something or someone. And that's when the whispers turned into fully formed theories. Viewers insisted the sisters came to confront Chrisean. Others swore they came to rescue JRB. A few conspiracy theorists claimed Blueface manipulated them. But no matter the angle, one truth rang through every comment section. This wasn't a friendly family visit. This was a mission. A calculated, emotionally loaded mission that neither Chrisean nor the internet saw coming. When Chrisean finally got sent the clip, her reaction was instant and raw. She didn't scream at first, she froze, looking like betrayal stabbed her straight through the soul. Her voice cracked as she whispered, "My sisters? With him?" And those 5 words broke the hearts of half the viewers watching. It wasn't anger, it was heartbreak. Pure, heavy, gut-punch heartbreak from someone who finally realized the people she trusted most walked straight into her enemy's car. But sadness doesn't last long in Chrisean's world. It transforms. And it transformed quickly. Within minutes, the quiet shock turned into a full emotional eruption. She began pacing back and forth, hands shaking, eyes red, voice rising with every breath. She didn't just feel betrayed, she felt ambushed, cornered, disrespected, and set up by her own blood. Fans flooded her chat with messages like "Stay strong. And don't let them take JR. Because they could sense the storm building behind her tears. Meanwhile, Blueface posted a cryptic message pretending he was innocent. He wrote, "People gone do what they feel is right," which is always code for "yes, I started this, but no, I'm not admitting it." People dragged him instantly, saying he was stirring the pot like a professional chef in a drama kitchen. His post only made things worse, fueling the fire under a situation that was already boiling over. The sisters made things even worse when they doubled down online, saying they were protecting the baby and doing what needed to be done. The internet collectively screamed, from WHO, because implying Chrisean needed to be protected against was a low blow. Fans said the sisters were jealous. Others said they were clout chasing. Some said old family wounds were resurfacing. But one thing everyone agreed on, this wasn't about Junior, it was about control, resentment, and family drama that had been simmering for years. As more clips began leaking, things started making sense in the worst way. One audio snippet caught the sisters saying Chrisean was not stable enough and needs help, which ignited the internet like a match to gasoline. Because instead of supporting her privately, they took her worst enemy with them to publicly challenge her motherhood. It wasn't just disrespect, it was humiliation. A betrayal wrapped in judgment, wrapped in a pull-up.by the time the entire Part 01 disaster played out online. One thing was clear. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This wasn't sibling drama. This was a family fracture broadcast in real time, and the root of it ran way deeper than anyone expected. The chaos didn't settle after the first clip, it multiplied. The internet treated the situation like a live-action soap opera, updated every 10 minutes with new plot twists. Every angle, every screenshot, every voice note was dissected like people were being graded on it. Then came the moment that flipped the scandal from messy to historic. A third video surfaced, showing one of Chrisean's sisters arguing with someone off camera, yelling that she not fit and we taken him today whether she like it or not. Those words ignited social media like a flamethrower aimed at dry grass. Fans began flooding timelines with theories, arguing whether the sisters genuinely believed Chrisean was unstable or whether they were weaponizing her emotional struggles to justify an ambush. Some said they were being manipulated by Blueface, who had a long history of stirring drama and stepping back once the damage was done. Others insisted the sisters always had one foot in jealousy and one foot in chaos and were waiting for the perfect moment to betray her. No matter the theory, everyone agreed it was one of the wildest family betrayals of the year. Celebrities even jumped into the conversation, something that never happens unless a scandal is reaching viral meteor status. A popular R&B singer tweeted, "Ain't nothing worse than family teaming up with your ex," which gained over 100,000 likes in under an hour. A reality star commented on a blog post, "This is betrayal on God mode." Even a comedian responded with, "Not the sisters forming the Blueface Avengers." The situation turned into a national conversation overnight. Meanwhile, Chrisean's live from earlier in the day began circulating like a wildfire. Clips of her heartbroken reaction, the disbelief, the trembling, the way she kept whispering "my own sisters," dominated TikTok. Editors added sad music, dramatic zoom-ins, and captions calling it the deepest betrayal of 2005. People who once judged her suddenly felt protective. They rallied around her like a digital shield, flooding her comments with love, prayers, and "we got you" messages. But the calm sympathy didn't last long. The internet is allergic to calm. It thrives on escalation. And escalate it did. Blueface decided to clarify things in his usual passive-aggressive tone. He went live with that half-smirk, pretending he was unbothered while absolutely knowing he set off a nuclear-level family dispute. He said things like, "Ain't nobody tryna take nobody baby," which only made the situation worse because the footage clearly showed the opposite. He went on to imply he had Junior's best interest in mind, which sent viewers into a rage spiral because Blueface being concerned about anyone's best interest is like a fox, claiming it was just trying to protect the chickens. Within seconds, Blueface's name was trending alongside manipulator, instigator, and why is he even there? People dragged him up and down the internet boulevard, calling him out for inserting himself into drama he should have stayed far away from, especially when it involved a baby whose life had already been unstable enough. His life became a meme factory, and not in a cute way. The sisters didn't help themselves either. One of them posted a story saying, "Y'all don't know what we know," which instantly turned into a joke across the internet. People replied, "Then say it. What you know is jealousy," and "Girl, you don't get a badge for betrayal." The sisters quickly became villains in a narrative they thought they were controlling. They underestimated how quickly public opinion can turn, especially when they were lined up next to Blueface like it was a family road trip. Then came the ultimate internet twist. Someone leaked an alleged voice note from a group chat that reportedly included one of the sisters. In it, a voice that sounded suspiciously like hers said, "If he get Junior, he gon' help us too." That one line turned the conversation from concern to opportunism. People accused the sisters of using the baby as leverage for benefits, money, fame, or favor with Blueface. The backlash became 10 times harsher, and the sisters' comment sections turned into digital battlegrounds. Chrisean. Watching the chaos unfold, Ray entered the conversation with a second live, and this time, she wasn't heartbroken. She was furious. She began calling out her sisters directly, exposing old situations, old disrespect, and old emotional wounds that had been bubbling beneath the surface for years. Her tone was steady but fiery, the kind of tone that shakes a room even through a screen. She said, "Them girls was never for me," and the internet erupted. Fans began pulling receipts of previous arguments, shady comments, and past betrayals involving her sisters. They posted side-by-side videos showing how long the tension had actually been building. Suddenly, the situation made sense. The sisters' pull-up wasn't spontaneous. It was the culmination of years of resentment, jealousy, and family dysfunction mixed with Blueface's influence like a chemical reaction nobody should have mixed. Chrisean then said the line that broke the internet. "You ain't taken my son unless you taken me off this earth." It was raw. It was fierce. It was a mother's promise wrapped in pain and fire. The clip went viral instantly. People replayed it, quoted it, made edits, and celebrated her strength. She wasn't just fighting haters anymore, she was fighting her own blood, and she refused to fold. Even bigger celebrities took notice. A female rapper commented, "Stand 10 toes, sis," while another posted, "Family be your worst enemy sometimes." The public wasn't just watching the drama, they were emotionally invested in Chrisean's survival arc. Meanwhile, the sisters' silence became louder. They didn't apologize. They didn't explain. They didn't backtrack. Instead, they acted as if they had done nothing wrong, reposting vague quotes and pretending the backlash didn't exist. But their attempt at emotional detachment only made people angrier. Fans compared them to villains who don't realize they're villains, and the internet roasted them in every possible format: memes, edits, voiceovers, reenactments, everything. By the end of Part 02, the situation had transformed into something far bigger than a messy pull-up. It became a conversation about family betrayal, manipulation, emotional warfare, motherhood, loyalty, and whether blood really means anything. At Alan, the worst part. The real consequences, the real emotional damage had only just begun. The aftermath of the sisters' pull-up didn't fade the next day. It escalated like a storm with no intention of slowing down. By sunrise, every platform was buzzing, every blog was updated, and every comment section turned into a courtroom filled with strangers acting like certified family therapists. But beneath all the noise, one thing was painfully clear: the betrayal had gone far deeper than a simple argument or misunderstanding. It wasn't just about JRB, it was about years of ignored wounds finally exploding in public. And for Chrisean, the damage wasn't something she could shrug off. It was something she felt in her bones. As more clips leaked, the full picture began to form, and it wasn't pretty. One video showed Chrisean crying off camera, her voice cracking as she said, "I can't believe it's them." Another captured Blueface trying to defend himself, looking more lost than guilty, like a man who threw a grenade and forgot it would explode. The sisters, meanwhile, remained disturbingly calm, posting vague inspirational quotes as if they weren't at the center of a national scandal. Their silence only made things worse, painting them as villains too proud to admit they'd crossed a line nobody should ever cross. The internet began taking sides, and the division was sharp. Team Chrisean defended her with everything they had, accusing the sisters of jealousy, manipulation, and chasing clout. They pulled old videos, old arguments, old screenshots that suddenly made perfect sense in the context of the new betrayal. Team Sisters, a much smaller group, argued they were doing the right thing, although nobody could clearly explain what right thing meant in a situation this twisted. Meanwhile, Team Blueface simply watched him dodge accountability like he was allergic to responsibility. Chrisean's next live blew everything open. She came on calm to calm, which scared people more than her loudest outbursts ever could. She talked slowly, clearly, as if choosing every word with surgical precision. She said she wasn't shocked by Blueface, because he'd been on demon time, but she was shocked by her sisters. She explained how she had helped them, defended them, fed them, protected them, only to watch them pull up with the one man who'd hurt her more than anyone else. Her pain wasn't messy. It was organized, sober, deep, and every viewer felt the shift. Then came the moment that shook the internet. If you wanted to take him from me, you should have talked to me, not teamed up with the person who broke me. That line hit like thunder. Fans spammed hearts. Influencers reposted it. Blogs made headlines out of it. It was the kind of quote that becomes a cultural moment, not just content. Chrisean wasn't just defending herself, she was reclaiming her worth, her motherhood, and her boundaries in front of millions of people who'd watched her fight through every hardship imaginable. Blueface finally tried to clear his name, but it was too late. The internet had already made its decision. Every attempt he made to explain came off like a guilty man pretending to be confused. He kept saying things like, "Y'all don't know the full story," but he never actually gave the full story. People dragged him relentlessly, calling him a villain, a manipulator, an instigator, and the king of chaos with zero emotional accountability. Even celebrities chimed in, saying things like, "This man thrives off dysfunction, and he stay in women's business." The sisters couldn't escape the backlash either. Their comment sections turned into open flames. Fans questioned their motives, their loyalty, their character, and their sudden alliance with a man who had disrespected their sister publicly for years. People accused them of envy, childhood resentment, and wanting access to Blueface's spotlight. Every hour, another old clip resurfaced showing the sisters throwing shade, acting distant, or talking slick about Chrisean, proof that the betrayal wasn't sudden. It was simply revealed. As the reality sank in, the sisters tried going live to explain, but it only made things worse. They were defensive, dismissive, and vague, offering half excuses that didn't fit the severity of their actions. One said, "We just wanted to check on the baby," which instantly became a meme because there are about 50 ways to check on a baby that don't involve teaming up with the mother's problematic ex. Their lives turned into digital disasters, with thousands of viewers typing, "Girl, log off," and "You not helping your case." The emotional fallout for Chrisean was immense. It wasn't just public embarrassment or digital humiliation, it was the collapse of the last piece of family she thought she still had. The betrayal stripped her raw, leaving her questioning everything she believed about loyalty. And yet, something powerful emerged from the heartbreak. A new version of her. A clearer version. A version tired of being the punching bag of everyone else's dysfunction. She began setting boundaries. She unfollowed people. She blocked numbers. She cut ties. She said, "I'm choosing me and my son now." And the internet applauded like she had just delivered a TED Talk on emotional survival. Meanwhile, Junior became the center of the conversation. Fans expressed outrage that he was dragged into such a messy situation. People insisted the baby deserved stability, peace, and safety, not to be used as a pawn in family warfare. Hashtags like #ProtectJunior and #Team Chrissy started trending. The narrative shifted from drama to concern, and even outsiders recognized the seriousness behind the chaos. Blueface, sensing the shift, suddenly went silent. He stopped posting, stopped responding, stopped trolling. It was the quietest he'd been in years, and that silence spoke louder than any statement. It was the silence of a man realizing he had finally crossed a line he couldn't joke his way out of. The sisters faded too. Their lives had fewer viewers. Their posts had fewer comments. Their excuses had fewer believers. They didn't just lose the internet, they lost the trust of the one person who had always fought for them. And that loss was permanent. By the end of the scandal, one thing was clear: this wasn't a temporary drama. It was a turning point, a shift in power, a breaking of bonds that could never be repaired. Chrisean didn't just survive the betrayal, she transformed because of it. And as the world watched, one question became louder than all the noise: if her own sisters could betray her like this, what storms are coming next? If you survived this emotional roller coaster of betrayal, ambush energy, sister drama, Blueface manipulation, and maternal heartbreak, then congratulations, your stress tolerance is officially stronger than the Wi-Fi at Zeus Network. But don't even think about catching your breath yet, because in this universe, the next scandal is already lurking in the shadows like a villain waiting for its cue. And when it drops, oh, trust me, it's going to hit harder than Chrisean realizing her own sisters pulled up against her. Before you disappear, do yourself a favor and smash that like button like it owes you child support. Hit subscribe the same way Chrisean hit that live button. And turn on all notifications, not sometimes, not personalized, but full blast, emergency sirens, phone shaking mode. Because if you blink, you'll miss the next meltdown, pull up, dragged receipt, or family bombshell that drops out of nowhere at 3 a.m. Slide into the comments and tell me whose side you're on, what theories you're cooking up, and whether you think this family saga is fixable or destined for more explosions. Or just drop a "if the chaos gave you a headache," because honestly, same. Every opinion counts, every comment boosts the madness, and every voice adds fuel to the fire that keeps this storyline hotter than ever. Here at Fame Ripple, we don't just report drama, we magnify it, decode it, roast it, and deliver it back to your timeline with extra spice and a side of scandal. So buckle up, stay locked in, and keep your popcorn stocked, because in this world, the drama never sleeps, the truth never chills, and Fame Ripple never misses a moment.